Here's one more look at the FT-102 RF board. Pretty much a completion now as far as my work on it. I did put in a 14-pin dip into here where this odd relay went. And I put in a 12-pin dip where that relay was. This relay is 12 volts and I don't have one of these yet, so I'll put this back in here and I'll put the oddball back in there. I don't have replacements for those yet, but I think when they do come in, I might have an easier time by simply pressing them in there without having to solder. And so then that leaves these two. These were hard to get in. I don't think the relays that I bought they're supposedly Fujitsu, but I wonder if they're authentic or not. These were a bit too long, so I had to actually get a grinder and grind off some of the plastic on these two to make them fit back to back, and I had to bend the pins a bit to make them fit, but they finally scrunched in there, so we'll see if they work. Again, these are on dip headers, 12-pin dip headers also, where I had to chop off 2 of the pins. And of course, this little lovely guy down here is been soldered into there. I still got to tighten up these screws. I loosened them, which didn't help at all. I got this in by bending the pins toward the back of the rig. So bending the pins out like that. When the pins contacted the holes, they then bent back in place. That was not easy to get in there, but I finally got that relay in there. And I'm just gonna put these back in pretty much and just throw these back in here, I suppose, and I'm done. So I'm not quite sure how that one goes in which way anymore, but I'll look at the pictures and put it back in. And the same with this 12-volt relay. So that will end my travails with this RF board, I hope. Of course, will it work? No idea. I changed so many things in this thing that you have the ability to break it pretty easily. I also got to replace the RF mixer transistor that I burned up when I was fooling with this thing. And that is showing up as 3 wires here that are disconnected. I don't see it now, but it's in here somewhere. Oh, it's because it's probably down here. Let's see, where's that transistor at? It shows up as 3 wires that are cut off because the transistor was smoking, so I took it out. And I think the brown wire is in the way here. Yeah, I gotta put this back in here, and I think that's it for the board. So, and it has a little ledge in there how it goes. So that's very helpful. So I'll pull those wires out, put in that device, and then I guess this thing is ready to go back into the radio. I'm gonna tighten these screws up. They have weird plastic screws in here that these are like plastic Phillips screws, which don't make much sense, but I want this band switch to have integrity. That's kind of loose there. You really don't want to mess with this band switch at all. Probably should have taken this board out, but it made it a lot easier to work on it, that's for sure. Especially getting in this relay here was much easier, I think, with the board being out. So, time to get the board back in here pretty soon. Gonna put in these relays and then put in the transistor and put the board back in the radio and see if it works. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.